r/AskReddit by Redmond Dtes. What's the creepiest Wikipedia article you've ever read? Links in the description. The Toxic Death of Gloria Ramirez, which is about a woman who possibly, the definitive cause is unknown, used household chemicals to treat cancer, and in the process of caring for her many doctors and nurses fell ill. The chemicals reacted with her blood, creating an airborne toxin. She presented with an oily sheen on her entire body and her insides, mouth, blood, etc. had a pungent, sweet, garlicky smell. Or the Bath School Massacre, about a man who went insane and bombed a school in order to kill the next generation of his town and get back at the prominent community members that slighted him. Awful, awful. So way back when Wikipedia was still young, like 2005, and anyone could register and make edits, the entry on human pregnancy was edited to say, "Bone that girl down good and hard, it's even better if she screams and fights." Anyway, that was the impetus of me registering an account to fix it, and that's how I'm still a trusted editor today. I think I've made less than 3 dozen edits in all that time and not one has been reversed. Tokyo subway sarin attack, wherein 10 members of the doomsday cult Aum Shinrikyo launched 5 separate sarin gas attacks and boat 5 subway trains across 3 major subway lines in Tokyo. Killed 14, and injured approximately 5,000 people, 1,000 of which received serious injuries. The cult itself started out as a simple yoga group, which gradually turned into a doomsday cult whose goal is to start World War III. They are also infamous for using chemical weapons in their attacks: VX, phosgene, cyanide, and sarin gas. One of my teachers is from Japan. He said he almost got on the train but missed it for some reason. Work was delayed, something like that. The Dnipropetrovsk maniacs. 3 young guys who killed random people with household tools for absolutely no reason. Oh man, you should check out the Anthill Kids then. I'm not sure Wikipedia goes into the brutality of it, but imagine screwdriver plus brain plus acid and a bunch of other messed up things. No real reason other than they felt like it in the moment. Tarari was a French showman and soldier noted for his unusual appetite and eating habits. He traveled France in the company of a band of prostitutes and thieves before becoming the warm-up act for a traveling charlatan. In this act, he would swallow corks, stones, live animals, and a whole basket full of apples. He ate a meal intended for 15 people in a single sitting, ate live cats, snakes, lizards, and puppies, and swallowed eels whole without chewing. He would sneak out of the hospital to scavenge for offal in gutters, rubbish heaps and outside butcher shops, and attempted to drink the blood of other patients in the hospital and to eat the corpses in the hospital's morgue. After being suspected of eating a toddler, he was ejected from the hospital. Junko Furuta. That whole article just makes my blood boil. Albert Fish and Junko Furuta. The article Falling Chi, or Death by 1,000 Cuts. It's a kind of execution method that was used in China where someone is tied to a wooden frame and is cut to death, usually over the course of several days, sometimes in public. John Money's experiments on David Reiner. Karl Tanzler, a radiographer who got obsessed with a patient of his, Eleanor Hoyos. She succumbed to tuberculosis while under his treatment. He stole her body and kept it in his house for years to come, until her family discovered what was going on. Hoyos' decaying body was kept together with wires and a mask was made. He was also married to another woman all this while. Just an all-round disgusting case. Might be generic, but the 9/11 article takes this for me solely because it included audio files of the terrorists communicating with airport control towers. It's one thing to be reading about a creepy, horrific incident, but another thing to second-handedly experience them by hearing exactly what went down. Issei Seguro killed and ate his study partner. Mark Dutroux's story is incredibly revolting and creepy. And if you think him being serial killer, serial rapist and pedophile is the worst of it, well, I'm not so sure. When you read into the failings of the investigation and the amount of stuff that was either never or not properly investigated by the police, it's hard to think it was just due to incompetence. I watched a doco on this and it killed my faith in humankind for years. TLDR, they catch a guy who they think did something to a couple of girls. He turns out to be a small fish in a big pond, a very nasty monster. Monsters are powerful people, so they do their best to bury the thing. And succeed. The death of Karen Wetterhan. She died of mercury poisoning at the age of 48 due to accidental exposure to the extremely toxic organic mercury compound dimethylmercury. Protective gloves in use at the time of the incident provided insufficient protection, and exposure to only a few drops of the chemical absorbed through the gloves proved to be fatal after less than a year. The Hinterkaifeck murders. Although he told several people about these alleged observations, he refused to accept help and the details went unreported to the police. Stubborn old man got his entire family killed. Should always be a lesson to get help if you're ever suspicious that something is wrong. Honestly, the one for human. It's written in the correct style and everything, like you would for another animal, but it's strange when it's about us. June and Jennifer Gibbons, the silent twins. Unit 731. The murder of Sylvia Likens. Foster child was tortured and murdered by her caregiver and caregiver's children. Horrific story. The Dyatlov Pass incident. Ed Gein. A warning before you visit this page. It is highly disturbing and it is about a man who was responsible for the inspiration for most serial killer and horror movie villains. This is about a man who was so bad that several movie villains are based off of him. You might think that the movies about him are worse. No, this man was much worse. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.